Hey guys, Barney here from LeisureNex. I'm going to run through some basic recovery gear for all you beginners out there that aren't sure what you need to get it going. I think the number one thing in any recovery, comms. If you can call a mate for help, another set of eyes, another set of brains, you're going to get yourself out of a lot of situations. So that is normally the first one. Get yourself a handheld. If you're in phone reception, that's cool. But if you're outside of phone reception and you're all by yourself, you're going to be in a spot of bother. So you're going to need a little bit of gear to get yourself out all by yourself if you don't have the comms or a bit of help. We spoke about tyre pressures a lot. That's the one thing you can control very easily off-road. Now generally, I'm at Cruiser Park, I'm down at about 20. If I get in trouble, I lower my tyre pressures. I might go to 18, or even if I go to really get myself out of trouble, a bit of 14s. That's a pretty simple tip, is less pressure, lengthen that wheel track, widen that wheel track a little bit, get yourself out of those situations. If you're doing some big rock steps and whatnot, or you're just totally bogged, then we've got a whole bunch of gear. Look, trust your shovel. I do love my shovel. I got a couple of ones. I got those little fold out ones, which get yourself out of trouble. Get yourself a decent long shovel that can dig it out. Now, if you're on some rocky ground, you're not going to be able to shovel that out. You may need to get yourself a couple of recovery treads. There's a lot of brands out there, but basically I like these ones. I've been using them a long time. But between those few things, they're the sort of get yourself out of trouble, simple sort of gadgets. So just get your tyre pressure down, dig yourself out, call a mate, recovery trekking, just get you past some stuff. If you're in a real spot of bother, then you're gonna need a little bit more gear. So winches are one of the greatest inventions that the four-wheel drive industry has given us. I mean, a long time ago they were using winches in the war. Today they're making small winches for 4Bs. They're making reasonably cheap too. If you've got a winch, please get a tree trunk protector. The problem is, if you don't have one, that tree is going to get ring bark, it's going to die. That's the last tree that I can winch from the top of the hill. I'd like to know it was you that didn't do it, and now I can't use the tree. So number one, get a tree trunk protector. You know, you guys can get yourself an extension strap. Guys, they're really different. If you're using a winch with a bungee, not too good. Extension strap's going to give you a bit more length. Now these recovery blankets will save your life more than any of this. If you're winching all by yourself, get yourself one. Generally two is pretty good as well if you've got a long recovery. But these things, when your winch is under pressure and a D-shackle blows or the winch snaps, you've got projectiles, this is going to dampen the force. One at either end is going to protect everyone in every direction. Now always when winching, get everyone out of the kill zone. But one of these, they're going to save your life. There's a bunch of YouTube stuff out there where guys didn't have one, and don't necessarily look it up because it can be pretty horrific. You can get some bad damage. D-shackles, a lot of D-shackles out there. If you don't have a rated D-shackle, what you got is a kill myself D-shackle. So get yourself a rated one. Little tip, whenever you're winching or doing anything with D-shackle, wind it all the way up, come back a notch, so that when it binds up, you're going to be able to undo it later. So it's a simple tip. Most people do know it, but first timers don't often know it. We all like to see these at race car tracks. I do carry one on a Hilux. There was one circumstance when I was away with the boys up at Kenilworth and I had a brake problem, brakes all over the tyres. Funny thing, there's not always water or dirt around, and when my flames were higher than the bonnet on the wheel side, one of these can absolutely save your vehicle. So don't be afraid to get one. So guys, always in a recovery, lower your pressures. I've dug myself out. These are the basics, but I got to get home, pump your tyres up. You can pump them all the way up and dry, but sometimes in recovery, you pop the tyre bead, you got to get it out. If you don't have a compressor, I don't know how you're going to get more air in there. You can try. It ain't going to work like a Christmas blow-up toy. Kind of weird seeing people do that on the track, so I wouldn't be one of those people. Get a compressor, pretty cheap these days too, a lot of good brands. Pump your tyres up when you go flat, get yourself out of the recovery, then you kind of change your tyre. I've been in a few spots before where I can't change the tyre. My high lift jack was another piece of equipment, but I don't really like them, they are quite dangerous. But we're high lift jacking this thing up on the side of a hill on a nasty angle. To change the tyre can be dangerous. Much better, put some air in it, get over the obstacle, hit a flat track, use a normal bottle jack, do it safely, do it smartly, get yourself out of trouble, then change your tyre to your spare, because in some spots you just can't. And the problem with recovery is you didn't know you needed recovering until you got there. So these are the basics. There's a lot of gear. number one with any recovery, do it safely, plan out your recovery, get everyone out of the kill zone, get yourself some good gear. Hey guys, go with someone else, communicate, have a good time, get yourself out of trouble, get home safely guys. I was Barney at Lesendex, thanks for watching.